Hey guys, I hope you can hear me okay. Everything's started all good. Hi Tracy, Louise, Val, all of you guys. Okay, hi Clarice. So today's stream is going to be about this portrait that I'm doing. I haven't done anything to it for a while. And the way the whole thing started, if you guys missed it in the first stream, was that I was playing around with an app, and I already forgot the app's name. The app is called Enlight, and it has this feature where you can pretty much put photos on top of other photos and then see what they sort of turn out like. So I was playing around with these orange flowers and a self-portrait that I had, and I sort of blended these two together, and I loved the colors and the way they combined and everything, so I felt like I really wanted to draw it. So that was the whole sort of process as to how this came about. I wasn't planning on doing a self-portrait or anything, but I love the photo so much that I decided that I wanted to give it a go. So I'm also trying a couple of new materials, and I'm using my pan pastels, and the paper that I'm using is the Canson Mi Tientes paper, and I'm not sure about the color, but I'll list that in the description afterwards. And then I'm using my Cretacolor pastel pencils. I'm sorry if I sound out of breath. This morning has been a little bit rushed. Okay, so the reason why I say new materials is I have used my pan pastels before, but I haven't done an entire drawing just in pastels. So this is how it's all sort of gonna go. And the skin tones and the pastels are amazing. I love it. The pan pastels really give you a smooth, consistent blend. You don't really see much of the texture of the paper, and you don't have to worry so much about trying to get such a smooth look like you do with pencils. Thanks, Valerie. That does help a lot. Hi, Christy. Nice to see you on here. Okay, so here's the picture on my phone so you guys can sort of see what I'm trying to draw. I've pretty much done the face, so I'll add up the touch-ups and do those sort of things later. But I want to do this orange area here in the hair and the neck, and I'm going to do that with the pan pastels first, and then do sort of the detailing of it with the Cretacolor pastels afterwards. So I'm going to start on this section over here. Actually, I want to get the ear sort of established. So I have these really cool pan pastel sort of sponges, and I have a paper towel just under the image, which you can't see, but I do dab it on the paper towel just to get off any excess and to perhaps test the color. And then I want to add a bit more white. I want to just sort of establish the ear over here before I add all the orange bits over the top. The one thing I love about pan pastels is it's such a forgiving medium. You can make mistakes, and you can keep, going over it, and you can even erase if you really want to, although I don't like erasing. And you can really make a mess with the underlayering, and then you can sort of fix the details and that over the top after. So I'm missing a big sponge. So I want to create that darker shadow within the ear. So I'm using this dark shade and adding some of this pink, and then I can put those shadows in. So this morning was a little bit rushed. We had some family pop in. There was a friend of one of our family members that had passed away. So the funeral is this afternoon. So they traveled a fair way and they come to visit. So I didn't want to be rude and sort of not say hello properly, and just make some coffee and that quickly, and then I excused myself to come and do the live stream. See, at the moment the ear looks really silly. Oops. But that's okay, because we can fix all of that up with the pencils. So I'm gonna come in with the Sanguine Dark number 4 Creator Color Pastel, and just work on those defining shadows. And then I have these pastel blenders which work really good. I should probably zoom in for you guys. Let me try and zoom in a little bit. That should be better. And just get more light over that. Okay. I'll try and have the phone next to it so you can see what I'm seeing. If there's one thing I'm not good at, it's being rushed. I just feel like you have that sort of sudden overwhelming rushness, and then you can't focus, and then you need to sit down and just take a breath and be like, okay, this is what I need to do now. Just do that. I'm also one of those people, I really like to have a plan. I don't like surprises. I don't like not knowing what's going to happen. I like a plan for everything. Otherwise I get frustrated, because I like preparing for things. I don't like being unprepared. Louise, what brand did you say the pastel pencils are? Are they the Creator Color pastel pencils? Creator Color. I'll put a link, or I'll put a note in the description afterwards with all the details of all the supplies I'm using, so that you can see. Alright, and some of you may have noticed the fringe. I'm still contemplating whether that was a good decision or not. I cut my fringe, and I saw a photo that I posted last year when I did it, and I really liked it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it again. And I decided to cut my fringe, and now I don't know if I should have or not. I have a very stubborn fringe because I have a crown, like right here. So getting my hair to not part is not an easy feat. So it's quite, I spend more time on my fringe than my makeup or the rest of my hair. but like it grows out quickly. Do the pastels sharpen well? You have to sharpen them with a blade. You can't sharpen them with your sharpener because that it'll just break and crumble. So you do have to sort of use your hands carefully and sharpen it with a blade. So to blend those sections of the ear, I have these blending pastel blenders, so they look like they have little rubber bits on the top. So they blend the pastel very well without lifting too much of the color, like I just did with a spongy bit there. Gives it a nice smooth blend. Thanks, Lynn. Thanks, Nathan. Lynn asks, have you tried any other brand of pastel pencils? No, I haven't, but I have heard that the Faber-Castell pastel pencils are really good. So I wouldn't mind trying them. But I don't have any problems with these pastel pencils. I quite like them. So I guess I don't know what is really good in a pastel pencil brand and what's not, since I've only tried the one. But it would be good to try the other ones. I'm finding it hard to talk and draw at the same time, because I'm the kind of speaker that uses my hands while I talk, or expression and stuff, so I feel like I'm very monotone when I'm drawing and talking at the same time. Oh, dearie. Okay. So now that the ear is sort of more established, I can start adding those orange tones into it, because it's those orange tones are sort of blending into the ear. The Carbothello, Christy says the Carbothello pastels are really good, and I've seen some of her pastel drawings. They're really amazing, so she would know. Yeah, some supplies are just expensive, but at least it's not something that you're going to replace often or at all. So it's not like a pencil which you have to replace. So regardless of the cost of them, they are worth it because you use them for a very long time. Okay, I'm going to add some of the orange. This color is orange 280.5, looks like that, and I'm going to add some of that and some of the yellow ochre 270.5, and just add that to this section here and sort of blend that over the ear. Like that. Louise says she loves the Faber-Castell pencils. Storm says, I'm anxious to get back to trying pastels, just had too many paintings that needed finishing first. Yeah, I know that feeling. Phyllis says, you use your hands to talk because you have an Italian boyfriend. We all do it. Yeah, that's probably it. Oh dear. You can imagine if Michelangelo had a live stream while he was working on his Sistine Chapel. Oh, could you imagine? That would be insane. Rain asks, how would you protect something done in pastel pencil after it is complete? Spray it or just frame it behind glass? Well, I would spray it. So I usually spray as I layer with the pastels. I do spray with a workable fixative. I use this one, the Encoder workable fixative. I really love this one. It works great. It doesn't mush around everywhere. And then at the end, you would spray it with a final fixative. But again, I don't have that much experience with pastels, so I haven't had the issue of trying to deal with that yet. But I would spray it for sure, because otherwise you don't want the pastel to get stuck to the glass or lift off when you frame it. Thanks, Val. If you guys can say question in front in bold, then it'll make it a little bit easier for me to just focus on those questions. Otherwise, I look up too much and I don't get anything done. Okay, so I'm just adding more orange. The great thing is when you're working with pastels as an underlayer like this, you can still add details with your oil-based pencils. I like to, like with the eyelashes and the eyebrows, I did use my Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils to add those details after I sprayed it first with the workable fixative. I really want to try and do a portrait piece like this on sanded paper, because I know that sanded paper really just is such a great sort of gripping paper for your pastels, and the pigment apparently is a lot stronger with sanded paper. So I've ordered some of the UArt sanded paper, and I've got some of the Fisher 400 sanded paper as well, which was suggested by me by, oh my gosh, I'm the worst with names. I think her name was Yvonne. She works with a brush and pencil. I think she's the one that runs the whole thing and actually designed the product, the brush and pencil product. So she suggested the sanded papers work the best with oil pencils, and this one, the colored pencil powder blender, works really good with your oil-based pencils, not wax. You can't use wax-based pencils with it, and your blending powder. So it's sort of the same concept with the pastel pencils. or pastels in general. Do you see yourself branching off and one day working with a digital tablet in the future in explaining your artistic craft? I don't know. I really do like the idea of a custom one existing original piece that can be done in pencils. Like I've got a Wacom tablet and I love it. It works amazing, but I don't know. There's something about traditional art, original art, that just appeals to me more. I don't think I'd want to do digital art. Although, you know what, I wouldn't say it's easier just because it is digital art, because it's not. There's a lot of things to learn. You're still drawing and you're still, incorporating a lot of concepts that you would if you were to draw on paper. But I don't know. I can't see myself doing digital art, no. Did you post a tutorial on Boondilla? I saw a post and then the link wouldn't open for me. No, I didn't post a tutorial for it. I will be posting one soonish. So I just need to do the voiceover for the Roxy Theatre one, which will go up for the patrons this week, today. And then I'll see if I've got time, because I've already created the video for the Boondilla one. If I have time, I'll do the voiceover for that one too, and try and post that one by Monday, hopefully. But that one was a lot of fun. And it only took me 2 days, so it worked out good. Yes, thank you. It's Alyona Nicholson is her name. That's exactly right. She's the one that suggested using the sanded paper. Oh, great, Nicole. I mean, Christy. Okay. I really love the pigment of these pan pastels. And just the smoothness of it. You don't have to worry about harsh lines. I'm going to come in with the chromium yellow. I have found with these pencils though that sometimes it feels like I reach a grainy bit, like there's a piece of sand in it. And I don't like that at all, so I need to sort of sharpen that away or cut it away with a blade, because it just ends up scratching the paper. So hopefully that sort of thing doesn't happen with the Faber-Castell ones. Thanks, Crystal. Did you use Photoshop to create your reference photo? No, I used an app on my phone called Enlight to create the reference photo. Yeah, on sanded paper there'd be a great amount of wear on your pencils, that's for sure. It makes sense, it's sanded paper. It literally looks and feels like sandpaper. Okay, let's fix this ear up. I don't like the way it's looking at the moment. So I'm gonna soften this section in here. So I'm coming in with some of the white. And then some of the pink. Kathleen, have you tried soft pastel sticks instead of pencils? Because they can be too hard. I haven't, no. These are literally the only pastel things I've ever tried before. But trying the sticks might be fun too. I think once you start using these pan pastels, that's sort of going to be your go-to if you want to cover large areas as well, because it's really... And using the sticks, I don't know how good they would be for fine details. Okay, I think I need pencils now to fix this ear up. So let's use some of this again. Jacqueline, I'm using the pan pastels, which are these little things here, and I'm using the Krita colored pastel pencils on the Kanzen Mi Tientes. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure how you say it. Paper, and I think the color of this paper is sand, but I may have to check that. I'm starting a really cool commission next week. I'm doing a massive 1 meter by 800 mil drawing of Muhammad Ali. That, like, you know, the iconic photograph where the guy is knocked out on the ground and the ref is trying to hold him back. I'm doing a reproduction of that piece as a commission for somebody, and I am so excited to do that. And I'm starting that next week. I haven't done airbrush since the Audrey Hepburn, so it's really gonna be fun. And that's gonna be even bigger than the lion drawing that I did, called A Father's Pride. That commission's also been booked in since the beginning of the year, and the only reason I can get to it now is because we've only just recently built a big shed. So the garage was packed full, so I couldn't do it in the garage, and we built the shed for all the extra storage and that, and now at least I'll have a place with extra ventilation and space to do the airbrush stuff, which will be fun. Okay, that's looking a little bit better. See, I can start feeling that my paper doesn't have much grip anymore, so it's time for me to add some of the fixative if I want to keep working on the ear. I actually find ears a really difficult thing to draw. You really have to get your values right to make it look like a good ear. You're starting a YouTube channel, Clarice, this summer. Any advice? Yes, I would. If I had to give you advice, I would. Do you have a Facebook page as well? So it would be good to sort of introduce your YouTube channel to your Facebook page before you launch your YouTube channel. So whoever's following you on your Facebook page sort of knows that that's what's coming up. And then try and have at least 2 videos on before you make it live. And then maybe give your followers some sort of expectation as to what you're going to provide on your YouTube channel and how often you're going to provide it, because if they know that they can expect more from you in a certain amount of time, then they've got something to go back to. So it's always good to introduce your channel before you actually do it, because then people know about it and they'll get excited about it. And then a good YouTube trailer is also something good, but you may want to practice a few videos first before you do a trailer, I guess, because you want the experience behind you. I mean, I look at my first YouTube videos and they were awful. It was so embarrassing. So not that I'm saying your video is going to be embarrassing. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying put some things out there. Give people an expectation of what you're going to provide for them on your channel. And then that should encourage them to subscribe. And don't ask for subscriptions. Maybe towards the end of the video, there's a thing on YouTube called endnotes. And you can put a little end screen there with a subscribe button and things like that. Don't tell people subscribe and like. You can say it once, but don't say it more than once in a video, because then it feels a little bit spammy. Well, I feel like I can give you guys a lot of advice on your YouTube channel, but I can't think right now. Okay, that ear is looking much better already. Okay. So now it needs to be blended in a bit more. This earring's much bigger than that. Yeah, I need the coffee, Val. That I didn't have coffee this morning. You are so right. I do seem a bit like I really need a coffee. What medium will you be using for your commission? I'm just using black, grey and white airbrush inks and an airbrush. That is all. I won't be using pencils or anything else. I'm just using the airbrush. What medium will you be using for your new commission? I just answered that. Aww. Only Google Plus. Okay, well, if you have a fairly good following on Google Plus, then do the same thing. Let them know that you're going to have a channel coming soon and what to expect from your channel. And then you can only build up from there. Thanks, Val. You can just teleport some over to me, please. I like to have a soy latte. No sugar. That is what I like to drink. Or even better, an almond latte for those places that supply almond milk, good almond milk in their coffees. Oh my gosh, I better make myself a coffee. Maybe I can text my boyfriend who's in the other room. Actually, I'm going to totally do that. I'm going to ask him to make me a coffee. Actually, I'll just call him. Hello, Bobby. Can you please make me a pod machine coffee? A pod machine coffee. Are you outside? Okay. Well, when you come inside, please make me a coffee. Thank you. Just the one that's in there. The only coffee pods that are in there. The golden one. You can add a little bit of soy milk. And use the middle button. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Love you. Bye. Cool. I'm gonna get my coffee when he eventually comes inside. Because we built the shed and he's got his dad and his brother over here. And I don't know how, but men can talk about sheds forever. So let's hope it's not too long. Okay, I need the reference photo. No followers. Okay, well then, Clarissa, that's fine. You can just build your channel, your YouTube channel, and start from there. And then as you progress with your YouTube channel, you can also maybe progress with an Instagram account. I'd say definitely have an Instagram account and promote it on your Google Plus account as well. For sure. For sureness. Okay. Anything for coffee. Anything. Lucky for me, he's home and he can do it. Because he's got afternoon shifts, so he's working from 2 to 10, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. So right now it's 11 a.m. So it's good timing. Yep, Val, check that out. YouTube creators, there is a lot of good information there. As you create your YouTube channel though, it should lead you into a lot of helpful sort of YouTube articles and videos and links that are very worthwhile to read. And don't feel intimidated by them if you feel like you're too small to you're too small a channel to be able to use that information. It is still something to keep in mind as you progress with your channel, because that sort of perspective is something that you keep looking forward to through the progression of your channel, if that makes sense. So it's still good to absorb that information even though it's not relevant right now, but it will be. Thanks, Val. You probably have that in copy and paste mode, don't you? Okay, that's starting to look really cool. So let's start on the hand. What method do you use to make your drawings accurate compared to the reference? I trace most of the time. I trace. I will trace using a projector, or I'll trace using the grid method sometimes, not often. Or I will, if it's a small one, I will apply graphite to the back of the reference and then trace the outline onto my drawing paper. I can freehand, but I don't because it takes too much time and I just want to get into the coloring in process, not so much the trying to figure out outlines. And when I use the freehand method, I like to use the five pencil method. And that is sort of using different distinguishing points, and then you could use a ruler to find different points from that distinguishing point, if that makes sense. There is a channel on YouTube called the 5 pencil method. I think it's 5 pencil method, which sort of shows you the technique. And the artist's name is, his name is Darren, and he's really good. Happy birthday, Clarice. Oh, a couple of birthdays coming up. Enlight is pretty user-friendly, and they've got really good tutorials on YouTube for the phone app, so it will show you exactly how each function works. I had to watch the tutorials. I couldn't figure it out for myself, so it's something to keep in mind. Okay. So I'm going to, what can we do here? It's sort of like a grey pinkish colour, purple, grey. You can always use your hand as a sort of template to test the colours as well. Add more purple, add more pink. Let me get this a little bit lower. There we go. Thanks, Autistic Breeze. Thanks, Lynn. Happy belated birthday, Jacqueline. Is it Jacqueline? Jacqueline. I never know anymore. Hi, Ellen. So nice to see you on here. Hey, Georgie. Nice to see you back. Thank you, I know. It was I lost, I don't know, I saw a photograph and I decided to do it again, and it was risky, but I did it. And I'm sort of wondering if I should have or should not have still, so. It is nice to have them in winter though. He sounds like he's inside. Maybe I'm gonna get my coffee soon. Thanks, Georgie. The sanded paper, I haven't used the sanded paper before, so I'm not sure what I'd recommend. But actually, I tried the sanded paper on my Easter egg collaboration, so that was interesting, but I didn't get to try it properly because I was under time constraints. But that was the Fisher 400 paper. And then I've got some sanded paper from UArt coming, and another one called San Millier, I think. So I won't be able to answer that question now, but hopefully soon. Okay. How long have I been going for? About an hour. Okay. I'm gonna head off soon, but I'll try and do a little bit more before I go. And then it'll give me an opportunity to spray it with a fixative so that it can dry before I carry on. Thank you. Okay. Okay. What are you doing? Thank you. Yep. Thank you. Look what I got. Sorry about all that racket. My dogs come in with Vinny. They got all excited like they haven't seen me for a week. Ah, coffee. I'm way too dependent on coffee. I literally do feel brain dead until I have some. Or that's probably what I make my mind think when it's not actually real. But I'm not ready to give up coffee. Should I get the 120 set of polychromos or should I stick with the prismas? If you can get the 120 set of polychromos, then I'd say yes, definitely get it. And use it with your prismas. I don't know if you got to see Taylor say hello. Honey and Taylor were in here. It was hard enough for Vinny to give me my coffee carefully. Yeah, it's an okay coffee. My coffee machine broke, so we're using pods at the moment. Just a pod machine, which you just can't compare to a proper coffee machine that uses fresh beans that are ground a week before. One day. One day I'll get a new one. I know, he's such a good guy. I love him so much. In July, we'll be together for 6 years. It's crazy. I still love him so much. Yep. I had that machine for 5 years and I pretty much used it every single day, and we opened it up and the boilers are starting to rust, and it had quite a big calcium buildup, and yeah, the temperature or the pressure gauge wasn't moving anymore, so there wasn't enough pressure pushing through the coffee, which made it just very liquidy. There was no crema, so it was awful. And we couldn't get it fixed. It had been fixed right before the end of the warranty before. And then Yeah, so we can't, there's no point in fixing it now, especially with the state of the boilers. So it's time for an update, but the machine that I want costs $2,500, so we're just gonna have to wait a little while before that happens. Yep, 6 years. Thank you. Now he just has to put a ring on it. But I didn't say that. No. Hi, just got you. You probably said this already, but what's the blue blender thingy you're using? So these are the pan pastel little spongy blender things that you get with the pan pastels. And you can take these sponges off and just replace them. And they're pretty cheap. You can buy a whole bag of them. You could probably use makeup sponges as well, if you needed something immediately. Your parents' anniversary is in July. Yeah, our anniversary is on the 26th of July. Then we'll be together for 6 years. Oh, cool. A coonhound. Tree walker coonhound. Oh, Val, I need to see a photo. Okay. Okay, this section I think is starting to look really cool. I'm going to stop with the pastels so I can use pencils to add details. And I'm going to take a little break now and do this later on. But later today I am starting another commission of a blue healer. And that one is going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of texture and everything in it. So I'm definitely going to create a tutorial for that one on Patreon. But before I start that commission, I'm going to be doing the voiceover for the Roxy Theatre tutorial so that I can post that to Patreon today. And then work on the video of the commission I finished yesterday of the Boondilla house. So thank you guys for logging on, and let me know if there's any other questions that you guys have. Just put it in the description after the video's ended, and I will try and get to them as soon as possible. So thank you guys for watching and logging in and helping each other with the questions and asking the questions that you have. And yeah, I will see you guys in, I don't know, I guess 2 weeks again. I'll do the next live stream in 2 weeks. Maybe I will do a live stream next week sometime as well. So yes. So yeah, sorry, I just got distracted by a message on my phone. So any last minute questions before I head off? Thanks, Louise. See you, Georgie. Okay, see you guys and have a lovely evening, because I think it's nighttime by most of you guys, and I will carry on with the rest of my day. So